Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's explainer, where we're going to unpack a super fascinating source that completely redefines what it actually means to build wealth. It's really easy to look around and just think life's not fair, right? We see these random people stretching it rich because they happen to be in the right place at the right time. Or, I don't know, maybe they just bought Dogecoin when it was practically free. But actually building a $1 million net worth, it isn't about getting lucky. It's not about timing a meme coin perfectly. It's actually a highly mechanical, completely achievable process if you know the steps. So today, we're going to break down the exact step-by-step playbook to getting there without the sheer panic of gambling your life savings. But before we get into the actual mechanics of it all, we really need to start with a very direct, maybe slightly uncomfortable question. Do you want to be ultra rich, or do you just want to be financially free? Because we've all had this societal myth basically drilled into us that you need to be a billionaire or have $100 million net worth to actually be happy. But is that really true? Setting the absolute right intention here is going to change absolutely everything about the path you're about to take. To get us there, we're following a really clear four-step roadmap. First, defining the real goal. Second, assets, liabilities, and taxes. Third, the leverage pyramid. And finally, fourth, the value equation. So, starting with step one, defining the real goal. And we're calling this the Monopoly trap. Think about it a bit like playing Monopoly, getting ultra rich. I mean, it is incredibly fun at first. You're watching your cash pile grow, you're just throwing houses and hotels everywhere, but then you hit the end game. There is literally nothing left to buy. At that point, you're just aggressively clinging to your money, praying you don't lose it, and frankly, spending half your turn stuck in jail, right? On the flip side, simply becoming a millionaire is just about freedom. It's less stress, it's buying what you actually need, and most importantly, getting your time back. The real goal we're aiming for here is freedom, not fame. Let's move to step two and see how this builds. Assets, liabilities, and taxes, the math of wealth. So what exactly makes someone a millionaire on paper? Well, it's simply their net worth. And your net worth is calculated by taking the value of all the stuff you own and subtracting all the money you still owe to other people. It's a delightfully simple equation, really. Let's break that down just a little bit further. The stuff you own are your assets. An asset is simply anything you have that is worth money. I mean, this could be cash sitting in your bank account, a gold bar, stocks, Bitcoin, a house, or, hey, even a $200 pressure washer in your garage. It's an asset because you own it and it holds value. But the absolute magic of an asset, the whole reason it actually builds wealth, is its potential to appreciate, meaning to go up in value over time. Then, on the totally opposite side of the equation, we have our liabilities. This is just the money you still owe to other people. So your mortgage debt, your credit card balance, those pesky student loans. To actually grow your net worth, you basically just need your assets to grow much, much faster than your liabilities. Let's look at a pretty classic millionaire maker, real estate. The absolute kicker here is that you don't actually need $500,000 in pure cash to buy a $500,000 house. No way. You put just 20% down, and the bank covers the rest. Then you rent the place out. The tenants pay you every single month, which is effectively them paying back your loan for you. Then, over time, let's say that property appreciates to $1.5 million. When you sell, your net worth just skyrocketed, and it was all fueled by borrowed money and someone else's rent. Kind of amazing, right? But wait a second. Let's say you sell an asset and make exactly $1 million. Are you a millionaire? Well, the answer is actually no. And this is a massive rookie mistake, completely ignoring taxes. Depending on where you live, the tax man could take nearly half of that profit. Ouch. So if your goal is to actually have a clean million to your name, your real target needs to be a lot closer to 2 million. Which brings us to step 3, the leverage pyramid. Working smarter, not harder. Let's see how we actually generate that kind of money. The real secret here is leverage. Picture a seesaw, okay? And you're trying to lift a super heavy boulder. If you push down right next to the center fulcrum, you're going to be pushing with all your might and you'll barely move the rock. That's a lot like sending out a totally blank resume with 0 skills to 1,000 tech companies. It's exhausting and it literally gets you nowhere. But if you walk all the way to the outer edge of that lever and push down, you can send that rock straight into the stratosphere with the exact same amount of physical effort. Pushing at the edge means acquiring high leverage skills. Reading textbooks, building projects, getting actual certifications. When you apply that leverage, you can apply to half the jobs and get 10 times the acceptances. And this brilliantly illustrates how the concept scales directly into business through something called the leverage pyramid. At the very base is labor, getting other people to work for you. In the middle is capital, using money to make more money. But up at the very top, offering the absolute highest output per unit of effort, are code and media. Writing software, utilizing AI, or say building a YouTube channel. That means robots and algorithms are doing the heavy lifting while you sleep. They are literally the ultimate accelerators. Moving on to our final step, step 4, the value equation. Stop chasing money. Here is the bottom line. All money comes from solving problems. But if you want to charge a premium, you have to pull some specific levers. First, you can solve a bigger problem. Like a diet coach charges way more to help someone lose 50 pounds than just 5 pounds. You can fix it quicker, delivering results in weeks instead of months. Make it easier. A diet that actually lets you eat ice cream is going to sell way faster than one demanding you only eat plain broccoli. Guarantee the result. And finally, target a richer client. Selling that exact same fitness plan to a busy investment banker pays infinitely more than selling it to a broke high schooler. Let's do a really quick math check here, just to show you how powerful this is. If you want to make $100,000 a year, and you are selling a $2 item, well, you need to find 50,000 customers. That is incredibly difficult to do. But if you use the value equation we just talked about to craft a premium, high-leverage solution priced at $2,000, you only need to sell it to exactly 50 people. Just 50 people a year completely changes your entire financial reality, which logically brings up a really fascinating proposition. If finding 50 people is easier than finding 50,000, why not take it to its absolute extreme? Like, why not just find one really wealthy, stable business and charge them $100,000 a year to dedicate all of your time to solving their specific problems? Well, congratulations, you've just discovered what a job is. Seriously, a standard 9-to-5 job isn't a trap. It's actually just a very stable, low-risk, guaranteed B2B business model where you only have one single client. If you apply the leverage pyramid, building those high-value skills we talked about, you can absolutely negotiate a massive salary from that single client and systematically build your net worth with literally zero of the startup stress. So building $1 million net worth, it isn't magic. It's just understanding the difference between assets and liabilities, factoring in your taxes, applying massive leverage through skills, code, or media, and providing hyper-targeted value. So I'm going to leave you with this. Now that you have the mechanical playbook, what problem are you going to solve and what leverage are you going to use today? Think about that, start building, and take control of your financial freedom.